Alright, hello to all of our 5-6 students. This next video is about area. So this week I'm going to try and put out videos on perimeter and capacity, and this one will help you out with area. And it matches up with the lessons that you've got in your notebooks, your class notebooks, or also the physical lessons and resources and activities you have to do if you're doing it physically at home instead of on the computer and online. So let's have a look at what we're learning to do. So we are learning to work out the area of shapes, and I'm going to focus particularly on rectangles. And the steps to success are knowing your times table, so your multiplication. And you see I've got a little multiplication sign here, and using the correct unit of measurement. So you can see this tiny little 2 here. It matches up with our units of measurement. So when we're working out area, it's a little bit different to perimeter. Perimeter is all around the outside, okay, and we're working out a measurement using just a simple unit of either millimetres, centimetres, metres or kilometres. When we're working out area, you're actually explaining how many square units fill up this particular area. So hence why we have the square. Alright, so when we're working out the perimeter of a rectangle, it's really easy. So the area of a rectangle, like drawing a little rectangle, is length times width. So I do. Here's my length, 8, my width, 4. We want to work out how many square units make up the area of this particular rectangle. So how many square units make up the area of this rectangle. So I'm going to use my formula, which is just up here. Area equals length times width. So maths is all about being neat and doing things in order. So area equals length times width, and remember we're working at the area of a square or a rectangle. And this is really easy compared to maybe perimeter stuff that you may have seen. The length, I always like to start off with the biggest length, is 8, okay, and the width is 4. Okay, so length times width. So this is where the steps to success for multiplication comes in. If you're really good with your multiplication, you're going to find it easy. If you're struggling, I always like to go back to your easy multiplications like your 5 or 10. So let's say you didn't quite know what 8 times 4 is. We should all know what 8 times 5 is. 8 times 5 is 40. So instead of having 8 groups of 5, we're just going to drop it down to 8 groups of 4. So 8 times 4, we take 8 away from 40, and we get 32. And then the last step to success, here it's here, we've got to put the correct unit of measurement in. So let's say we're working off this grid paper. This grid paper is in centimetres, so the unit of measurement is centimetres, but it could have been a farmer's paddock and maybe it was kilometres. Okay, we put our unit of measurement in, and remember, we've worked out that 32 square centimetres fit into the area of this shape. So we've got to put our little square to show that it's not just a single normal unit of measurement which might look like this. It's actually a unit of measurement that covers all of this area. We're working out how many square units, square blocks fit in that area. So area equals length times width. So we knew the length was 8, the width was 4, we times it together and we got 32 centimetres squared. Alright, now for we do. I should have had this ready to go. We do. Look at that beautiful handwriting. Let's challenge you. Let's challenge us because it's a we do. I'm not going to use the normal measurements that you would see on the shape. We're going to completely change it up. Yes, it's only 4. But let's say the grid paper wasn't there for this particular shape, and let's use some different numbers. So let's say that this length was 10 kilometres, and this length, let's go with 6 kilometres. So we do. So I'm going to give you some thinking time. First step is let's write out our formula. Remember, our formula is area equals length times width. It's all about timetables and putting the correct unit measurement at the end. So area equals length times width. Drop down to the next one. The area equals the length. What's the length of this shape? Thinking time. 10. What's the width of this shape? Remember, I like to use width as the smallest measurement. 6. Now, this is going to be a really easy answer. What do we do next? Thinking time. 10 times 6, and all of us should be reasonably confident with our 10 times tables. So the area is 60 units. Don't forget this little bit. I'll give you some thinking time to put the correct unit of measurement in. What is the correct unit of measurement? Have a look at this diagram here. Kilometres. And remember, we're using the square units, so we've got to put our little square up here. So the answer is 60 kilometres squared. That's the area of this particular paddock / rectangle that we worked out. Alright, finally, we're going to be working in the you do space. So you're going to have a go. So I'm going to put a question up here, and you're going to have a go at working out the area of this particular space. Alright, so I'll map out our shape. Don't pay attention to the grid lines this time, just look at the values that I give it. Alright. Okay, let's say this is, let's test your timetables, 11, and I'm going to say 11 metres, and this one is 9 metres. Remember, show me your working out step by step, and have a go. I'm going to give you some thinking time, and then I'll give you the answer. Okay, I'm going to have a crack at it now and show you the answer. If you're still working on it, pause the video and then press play again so that you can get the answer and check how you went in your you do or by yourself. So you should have hopefully written down the formula. Area of a rectangle or square equals, too many equals there, length times width. So we put in our values now. Our length is 11, our width is 9, so you should have 11 plus 9. And I said I was going to test you out on your times tables, but the 11's times tables are really easy, aren't they? 11 times 9 equals 99. And the last thing you should have done is use the unit of measurement, so 99 metres. And don't forget, the last thing you need to do is put your squared, 99 metres squared. So the area of the rectangle is 99 metres squared. Remember, we're measuring how many square units fit into that particular area. So hopefully that helps with area. A really nice easy one to do if you're doing length times width. Challenge, quick challenge. Let's say I'll move the page up. Let's say I had a shape like this, and that was 3, this is 2, this is also 3, and this is 5. What is the area of this whole shape? Let's say they're in metres. Let's go centimetres, we'll keep it relevant to the grid paper. How could you work out the area for that? I'll give you one clue. That's all the clues I'm going to give you. Email me your answer. So you can email me, or you can put your answer up in Class Dojo. So you can email me. I'll give you my personal work one. So email me your answer. Maybe you're working out. It could even be a little picture. And I'll give you some gotcha points on Class Dojo if you can get it right. So this is our challenge. Alright, good luck 5-6ers.